We are in luck today. The dream team is back. Tom Savini and Michael McDowell. It's LeBron and Kobe. We last saw them working together in Season 1, Episode 6, Inside the Closet, one of the highest rated and best episodes of Tales from the Darkside. This is Season 2, Episode 5, Halloween Candy, and it shares a big similarity with the first episode, aptly named Episode 0 of Season 1, Trick or Treat, the pilot episode. The one written by George A. Romero. Halloween Candy does seem like it's a bit of a remake of Trick or Treat. We get another Halloween episode with a nasty old man who likes torturing kids.
Why are you bothering me? Go annoy somebody else. I don't have any candy and I wouldn't give you any if I did.
In Trick or Treat, we had Mr. Hackles, who held a lot of the debt of the town and would have kids go through his haunted house to see if they can find the IOUs for their parents so that their parents' debt would be forgiven by this rich, cranky old man. Here we have a little bit of a twist, and we'll see at the end which one is better, Halloween Candy or Trick or Treat. It's Halloween night, and Michael Killup is talking to his father and telling him that this is Halloween and he needs to hand out Halloween candy to the kids. Mr. Killup is a crinkly old man with a neck brace. He's old, he's tired, he doesn't want to give anyone any candy.
You want that stuff given out, you're gonna have to stay here and do it yourself.
No, you can give it out. It's one night a year. It's over by 8 o'clock. It doesn't last forever.
He's doing the Scrooge bah humbug for Halloween. And honestly, I'm not sure which one of these characters is more unlikable. Michael Killup is not very nice either. He badgers his dad. He leaves him alone by himself. So really, neither of these characters are very nice. I guess you could say it runs in the family. So Michael hands his father a bag of candy and tells him to give it to the kids in Halloween, and he'll be back later. So unlike Episode 0, Trick or Treat, the spiritual predecessor to this, Mr. Killup is not really all bad. He's just cranky, old, and I can kind of relate. I mean, maybe in 2080, I will be Mr. Killup too. I will tell kids to get off my lawn. I'll be yelling at kids to stop driving around in their hovercrafts playing the hyper techno rap music. That's what I assume they're going to be listening to in 2080. So, yeah, you kind of feel for him a little bit. Also, he is a neck brace.
I know your tricks. Don't even think about spraying this door with paint. I've already called the police and they're on their way.
As we would assume, Mr. Killup does not give any of the kids any candy. He gets up from his chair, he answers the door, but then he basically just tells them to go away.
Trick or treat, trick or treat.
I'm sick. See my brace? Why are you bothering me? Go annoy somebody else. Go home. There's no free food here, no candy, no treats. If any of you kids soap my windows, I'm calling the police.
Or he'll take the candy and mix it with a bunch of milk and gooey substances and then give it to them. So it's not edible. So he's kind of going out of his way to mess with the kids, tell them to go away, say if they keep knocking on his door, he's going to call the cops. Seems like Mr. Killup is getting a bit of a sick joy out of this. Even though he does have candy, he could simply just hand them candy. He doesn't want to do it. And so after rejecting kid after kid, threatening to get them arrested, he gets a visit from a goblin. I thought it was a troll at first, but no, it's credited as a goblin. In this case, it's not just a monster like it was in Inside the Closet, who keeps visiting this Scrooge. This episode shows way more flair than you will see in most other Tales from the Darkside episodes. Tom Savini does a cool editing trick where when Mr. Killup is kind of walking around the house hearing these noises and finding that this little goblin is outside looking at him through the windows and kind of following him around the house, he'll just flash to the goblin randomly. He'll do this several times, so it'll catch you off guard. So when it's moving kind of slow, he'll just edit in this flash of the goblin's eyes, or just a flash of like a snarl. And it really does kind of do a little bit of a subtle jump scare, and I think it's a cool effect. Pretty much all these Tales from the Darkside episodes are edited very simply and quickly and really look more like stage plays. But of course, Tom Savini's here to add in a little flair, a little substance, a little horror. And this goblin character is played by John Edward Allen, who was a little person. It's not a kid in the costume, it's an adult, a small one. He's most known for playing the character Kaiser in Blade Runner, who is one of Sebastian's toys that we see when he takes Pris to his apartment. And he also apparently toured with Ozzy Osbourne in the 80s.
Treats or tricks, Mr. Keller? Trick or treat.
So, how does Mr. Callop meet his demise after having this kind of battle with the monster who's outside of his house, then kind of knocks on a window, then runs around, then peeks in through another window? How does he actually die? Well, he dies of starvation. Does that make any sense? I don't know, but he dies of starvation. So apparently Mr. Callop has been living on Halloween candy for weeks. I'm not really even going to analyze this ending. I don't know if it's really worth doing. We're going to chalk this up to Tales from the Darkside mythos. Technically, his son was going to come back to his house the day after Halloween, so I don't know how he would be starving for weeks on end, or maybe we're playing the It's All a Dream thing. I don't really know. It does have kind of a creepy effect, where you see that he's all skin and bones at this point. Now for the real test. What is better, Halloween Candy or Trick or Treat, Episode 0? Well, I think it is close, and there are parts of Halloween Candy that are better, especially the parts where he's moving around the house and they're effectively editing in these snarls of the goblin, him poking in through windows, him knocking on the door and running away. It is actually kind of scary, but I think Trick or Treat is better. It's a more evolved storyline, and the ending of Trick or Treat is pretty awesome. After this witch flies in, you get this portal to hell that just opens up and swallows everything in it. We don't just see one monster like in this episode, the Goblin. We see 4, 5, 6. So I think Trick or Treat's a little better, but Halloween Candy's going to get a solid 7. It's a slight step down from Inside the Closet, which I gave a 9 to, but this is definitely one of the topper tier episodes. It gives you what you want. You want suspense? You want some jump scares? You want a crinkly old man yelling at the clouds? You get it all, and I guess the message is that you should celebrate Halloween, and if you have Halloween candy, you should give it to the kids. After all, if you don't, a goblin's going to come and make you starve to death or something. I don't know. Next up in our journey to review every single episode of Tales from the Darkside, it's episode 6, The Satanic Piano. You'll never guess what it's about, Satanic Piano. Check out our playlist for all the episodes in order of Monsters, Fear Itself, which is almost done, and Tales from the Darkside. We're going to do Cowboy Bebop and Goosebumps next. See you later.